Have you ever met someone who made you feel uneasy but you could not explain why? They seemed friendly, even charming, yet something about them drained your energy. At first you ignored it, thinking you were being too cautious. But over time the feeling grew stronger. These individuals do not always reveal their nature immediately. They often present themselves as kind and supportive, but slowly they begin to erode your peace and confidence. Stoicism teaches us that one of the most important skills in life is protecting our minds from toxic influences. While we cannot control the behavior of others, we can control who we allow into our lives. Recognizing harmful people early can save us from unnecessary pain and emotional turmoil. If you ignore these warning signs, you will not just experience doubt and frustration. You may lose years of your life to manipulation, emotional damage, and self-doubt that slowly drains your happiness. The good news is that toxic individuals always leave clues. They may try to disguise their nature, but certain patterns always reveal the truth. If you pay attention, you can identify them before they get too close. In this video, we will go through 6 clear warning signs of manipulative and toxic individuals. Understanding these signs will not only help you avoid unnecessary suffering, but also allow you to reclaim your peace of mind. If you are serious about protecting your well-being and strengthening your mindset, stay with me as we break down these crucial warning signs. Sign 1. They constantly lie and manipulate the truth. A relationship built on trust cannot survive without honesty. But some people have no regard for truth. They do not just lie to avoid consequences, they lie because they can. At first, their deception seems harmless, small exaggerations, little inconsistencies. But over time, you start noticing patterns. They make promises they never keep. They tell you one thing with absolute certainty, only to deny it later. When confronted, they shift the blame, insisting you misheard, misremembered, or are being too sensitive. This manipulation is intentional. They want to control your perception of reality, making you doubt your own memory and instincts. They use deception as a tool to gain power over you, ensuring that you question yourself more than you question them. A person who constantly lies does not just lack integrity, they are dangerous. A Stoic mind values clarity and truth above all else. If someone consistently manipulates reality, pay attention. Are you always second-guessing yourself around them? Do they make you feel confused or uncertain? If so, step back. Trust your instincts. No matter how charming they appear, a person who plays with the truth will never offer you genuine security or respect. Sign 2. They love conflict. Most people seek peace, preferring to resolve disagreements with understanding. But some individuals thrive on conflict. They do not just tolerate drama, they create it. To them, chaos is a weapon, a means to gain control over others. These people are not always aggressive. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt, spread misinformation, and subtly pit people against each other. They do not just create tension, they poison relationships. You may find yourself walking on eggshells, afraid to say the wrong thing. Friendships dissolve. Families grow distant. And all the while they stand back, enjoying the chaos they orchestrated. You may notice that wherever they go, conflict follows. They never take responsibility, yet they always seem to be the center of disputes. They manipulate emotions, twist conversations, and create confusion to maintain power over those around them. A Stoic understands that external conflicts are often beyond our control, but our inner peace is ours to protect. If someone in your life repeatedly stirs up tension, observe their behavior carefully. Do they encourage harmony, or do they enjoy watching people turn against each other? Do they act as if they are helping while secretly feeding the drama? If so, do not engage. The best response to someone who thrives on conflict is to remove yourself from their influence. Protect your peace, set firm boundaries, and do not let their chaos become your burden. Sign 3. They make you feel like you are always at fault. A toxic person does not need physical force to control you. They use guilt, doubt, and manipulation to make you feel like the problem. This is called gaslighting. It starts subtly. You express frustration, and they say you are overreacting. You remember something differently, and they insist it never happened. You confront them about a hurtful action, and they tell you that you are being too sensitive. Over time, this erodes your confidence. You begin to second-guess yourself, wondering if you truly misunderstood or if you are being unreasonable. The more you question your own perception, the more power they gain over your mind. A person who truly cares about you listens, even if they disagree. They acknowledge your feelings, even if they see things differently. But a manipulative person does not seek understanding, they seek control. They want you to feel unstable, uncertain, and dependent on them for validation. Stoicism teaches us to trust reason, to remain steadfast in what we know to be true. If someone constantly makes you feel like you are the problem, if they dismiss your emotions and distort your reality, take it as a warning. You do not owe your loyalty to someone who poisons your sense of self. Stand firm. Trust your perception. If you know something is true, do not let them convince you otherwise. A person who makes you feel like you are always wrong is dangerous. But sometimes they do not stop at making you doubt yourself. They go even further, positioning themselves as the eternal victim. This is another manipulation tactic you need to recognize. Sign 4, they play the victim in every situation. Life is not fair to anyone, and hardship is inevitable. A strong person acknowledges their struggles and works to overcome them. A toxic person, however, uses hardship as an excuse. Nothing is ever their fault. They blame the world, their past, their family, or the people around them. They refuse to take responsibility for their actions. At first, their stories may sound convincing. They always seem to be suffering, always seem to have been treated unfairly. But over time, you notice a pattern. They do not seek solutions, they seek sympathy. They do not try to grow, they expect others to accommodate them. No matter how much you help, their situation never improves. And if you set a boundary or call out their behavior, they turn the situation against you. Suddenly, you become the bad person for not understanding their pain. They make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. This is not just emotional manipulation, it is control. A Stoic recognizes that external events do not define us, our response to them does. A person who refuses to take responsibility for their life will always place the burden on others. Ask yourself, are you constantly excusing their behavior? Do they make you feel guilty for prioritizing your own well-being? If so, step back. You are not responsible for fixing someone who refuses to change. Protect your peace and walk away. Sign 5. They constantly criticize you but never acknowledge your successes. A toxic person does not just hurt you outright, they wear you down slowly through constant, relentless criticism. Their words do not come in the form of direct insults. Instead, they disguise them as small remarks, subtle put-downs, and passive-aggressive comments. They never celebrate your victories. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much you accomplish, it will never be enough for them. If you succeed, they downplay it. If you improve, they raise the bar. And if you feel proud of yourself, they are quick to remind you of what you still lack. Their goal is not to push you towards self-improvement, it is to make you doubt yourself. At the same time, they elevate themselves. They talk about their own achievements, exaggerate their skills, and make sure you know they are better. It is not about fairness, it is about control. A Stoic knows that external validation is fleeting. But even the strongest mind can be worn down by constant negativity. If someone in your life always finds a way to diminish you, ask yourself, what do they gain from this? And more importantly, what are you losing by keeping them around? You deserve to be surrounded by people who support your growth, not those who undermine it. Sign 6, they display no empathy or compassion. If there is one trait that separates good people from bad, it is empathy. The ability to recognize the emotions of others, to share in their joy, to feel their pain. This is what connects us as human beings. But a toxic person lacks this entirely. They do not care about your struggles. You may be suffering, breaking under the weight of grief, but they remain indifferent. If they acknowledge your pain at all, it is only to dismiss it. They may say that happens to everyone, or you are too emotional. Worse, they might make the moment about themselves, shifting attention away from your pain and onto their own problems. A Stoic does not allow emotions to rule their actions, but they do not reject them entirely. Strength is not the absence of empathy, it is the ability to act with wisdom and compassion. A person who lacks empathy is not just emotionally distant, they are dangerous. If someone repeatedly dismisses your struggles, ignores your emotions, and treats your existence as insignificant, believe them. They have shown you who they are. You do not have to waste your time searching for warmth in someone who has none to give. The absence of empathy is not just a flaw, it is a warning. Walk away before their coldness drains you completely. Protect yourself from toxic people. Recognizing these 6 warning signs is not always easy, especially when emotions are involved. You may want to believe the best in someone, hoping that their behavior will change. But understanding these patterns can save you from years of emotional pain, manipulation, and self-doubt. Toxic people do not always announce themselves. They do not enter your life with a warning label. Instead, they slip in unnoticed, chipping away at your confidence, your peace, and your sense of self. At first, their actions seem small: a white lie, a passive-aggressive comment, a moment of insensitivity. But over time, these behaviors add up, leaving you drained, anxious, and uncertain of your own worth. Here is the truth. You do not owe your energy to those who deplete it. The moment you recognize these patterns, you have a choice. You can step back, set boundaries, and reclaim your sense of self. It may be difficult. It may mean walking away from someone you once trusted. But staying in a toxic cycle will cost you far more. Choose your peace. Choose yourself. Ask yourself, have you encountered someone like this? How did you handle it? Or are you still navigating that situation? Share your story in the comments. You never know who might need to hear it. And if you are committed to self-growth and protecting your mind from toxic influences, subscribe now. There is so much more to explore about recognizing manipulation, building resilience, and mastering your mindset. Until next time, take care of your heart, guard your mind,